going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? YouTube, this is your boy Lightbearer coming at y'all. We got a show for y'all tonight. We definitely got a show. Definitely got a show. I want to make sure that y'all understand what's coming through tonight is about to be epic. We have some renowned guests coming through. Definitely. We got businessmen. We got politicians. We just got, tech geeks. We about to explain some things to you real quick. And hopefully, it can be a very, very, very astute situation. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play to y'all what we should be expecting in the near future. This is a clip from Ready Player One.
My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid, my mom too. And I ended up here. Sitting here in my tiny corner of nowhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe. Let me take you on a trip around the world and back. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. And you won't have to sit still. But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Can you feel this?
Let me show you the world. Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion and total control of the Oasis itself.
Who is this Parzival, and how the hell is he winning?
Find him.
This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
The Oasis.
The world's most important economic resource.
It's nothing less than a war for control of the future.
Welcome to the rebellion, Wade.
Like many of you, I only came here to escape. But I found something much bigger than just myself. Are you willing to fight? Help us save the Oasis.
Listen, people. This is what y'all should be expecting in the near future, especially with the multiverse or the metaverse. I want you to understand that this situation that's coming forth with Facebook is is epic. There's going to be a situation where our funds are going low, universal basic income, cryptocurrency is going to be the way that we actually communicate, that we actually exchange funds with each other. All these things are happening all at once, and we had a bunch of daggone movies and videos telling us about this before it was even about to happen. Well, now welcome to the fucking multiverse, and I will now be bringing some other people in here to talk about some other things before we even get there. But I wanted to make sure that the people who did not know or have not seen what Facebook is aiming for, if you have not seen that movie Ready Player One, that's what you need to go and watch tonight. It's going to be Ready Player One, Altered Carbon, if you've never seen that one. If you haven't, because there'll be situations where the difference between whether or not you're living or not is whether or not your memory is saved on a chip and then implanted into something that's called a sleeve. That sleeve is going to be you. And it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Puerto Rican, Haitian, it doesn't matter. They'll be grabbing bodies from different places, different things, and then giving it to you so that you can actually just pop your chip in and run around the world living for years and years on. They'll have the rich though. The difference between you and the rich would be they'll always be downloaded. You could never kill the rich because their chips will always be saved somewhere else on some type of hard drive somewhere else in the cloud. All these things are happening, and they're happening extremely quickly. There's situations right now where you can save, let's say, over 2 terabytes, and I'm saying those 2, but on a cell. Right now, our DNA is able to be used as a memory stick for the basic person. Y'all gotta be ready for this. So right about now, I'm gonna be talking about cryptocurrency. We're gonna be talking about what's happening with Shiba Inu. We're gonna be talking about what's happening in the stock market. We're gonna be talking about like regular business. We're gonna be talking about the situation of the metaphysics of it. All this and a little bit coming at y'all. But right now, I want to introduce some of my guests. We have Jacques Curtis, ultra businessman, like just killing it in the game right now. We have Kevin Hill. Kevin Hill is another one of the guys that's out there that's killing it, not only on it wasn't TikTok, it was called Clubhouse, but then he's also a politician within the New York state. And then we got Chief Chioma, who's also, not only is she honing it down in LA with all the things that she's doing when it comes to the modeling and when it comes to the business, but then she's opening the first Afro, I want to call it like Afro Beats Club in LA ever. So it's epic to see what some of these people are doing in the future. I'm just lowly old little light bearer, and I welcome y'all to my show. I hope y'all enjoy. So why don't we go ahead and have our guests come up real quick. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all can go ahead and unmute.
Hello there. How you doing?
All right. What's going on?
Hi.
So, how do y'all like it so far? How y'all like the whole situation of what's about to come about? So, all right. The first question is, how are y'all feeling about the situation of how the Fed is handling not only the taxes, but the way things are going in the U.S. government, in the U.S. right now? What do y'all feel about it? Due to the fact that you hold a standpoint in this right now, Jacques, tell me about what you think about what's going on with your business, taxes, anything else that you feel like talking about.
I don't really have issues with taxes. I mean, I left New York. One of the main reasons, I left New York is that if you make over 400,000 plus, you're going to get taxed to hella off the wazoo. So that would affect me. One thing I learned from school, going to school for finance and economics, and not only that, from being on Wall Street for 15 years, is that
I need you to get a little closer to the mic. You're kind of low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, one thing I learned about taxes in general from being on Wall Street for 15 years and running money, and not only just that, but going to school for finance and economics, is that there's taxes and tax shelters. And not only that, once you get to a certain level of income, there's ways to skate, to hide from the IRS. Most rich people, wealthy people certainly do not pay hardly any taxes. Rich people pay minimal taxes at that. So I'm not issued about the tax. I have no issue about taxes. That's not really an issue for me.
Now that's something to go delve into for right now. When it comes to protecting yourself, usually the way that I like to tell people to do so is to go ahead, make a corporate structure, make a business, and then make a what is it called again? Oh goodness, I'm forgetting what it's called. But
LLC, S Corp, C Corp.
But it is one account in particular, and for some reason I'm forgetting right now. It just slipped my mind right when I was about to talk about it. It's called Go ahead, speak on this real quick. I'll make sure that I grab my mindset back. Go ahead and speak on what you were talking about.
Well, I mean, there's different structures for your corporations. Like, for example, I have a C corp. I get taxed as an S corp.
Irrevocable trust was the name of what I was looking for. Irrevocable trust. Go ahead, though.
No, Fendi, what about the irrevocable trust?
Well, you know, with a lot of the situations, like people forget or people don't know how to protect their money. So a lot of the times they leave themselves bare by the average. And I'm not even talking about somebody at your status, but like the average person, they can make a small little corporation, LLC, open that LLC, put the money into a irrevocable trust. And in putting it in that irrevocable trust, they'll be able to still control the money, control how it's spent, but it does not directly belong to them. So it's one of those other vehicles of being able to protect themselves. So that was one of the things I was trying to remember and was put out there. But when it comes to like somebody at your level, how would you protect your money?
Offshore accounts is the best,
or at least your assets.
Offshore accounts.
Got you.
That's the best bet.
We
did it a while ago. Whenever UBS had the issue where the government wanted to peek into the UBS and all their clients' accounts, they stopped it. But you know, offshore accounts, Bank of Switzerland, you know, things of that nature. That's the best way to go.
Got you. What exactly is UBS?
UBS, the bank.
You know, for everybody else to know.
So UBS is a bank. They have a trading arm, and they have over 100 billion in assets. So you would probably know them as, you know, next to Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase on the trading aspect. But a lot of wealthy people park their money in Switzerland, and it's free from taxes, it's free from the government, it's free from everything. So the government can't do anything about it. But
now,
they also, knowing
that there's a couple other places that you could go. I'm not going to put that out there right now, but there's 2 to 3 other places that you can go that you can look up. So make sure if you feel like actually going to look that type of stuff up, go ahead and hit me down there on below, so then you know we can talk about this in the comments and all that. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump over to Kevin real quick. What up, Kevin? How you doing?
What's up? Yeah, I was just talking about several different aspects just before I got on here, because I was in Clubhouse. Hold on.
You breaking up, Kev. You breaking up. Right now he's breaking up, so until he comes back and we get his line going and stuff, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go move over toward Chief Chioma. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me what you got going on with yourself. So,
okay, hi everyone. My name is Chief Chioma. I go by Chioma in real life. I'm Nigerian and Guyanese. I'm an influencer, and as Tashawn Library said earlier, that I am opening up the first Afrobeats nightclub not too far from the Rand Stadium in Inglewood. So I'm very excited to bring some of my culture to the inner city of Inglewood and to share it amongst the community, and definitely give Afrobeats music and Caribbean music the platform it deserves in the inner city.
All right. There's one other thing that you do, and I forgot about that, but she says she's a influencer. She is actually on app right now that's blowing
Oh,
up
a live,
similar
yeah, a
to
live streaming app. Okay, so I'm on
mhm.
Bigo Live. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm on Bigo Live. It's got 400 million active users. It's in countries all over the world. They just had a whole bunch of ads all over the main wonders of the world. They had it on the Burj Khalifa. They had it in Times Square. They've had ads running everywhere in Hollywood. You name it.
There's
Right
huge
now, it's last year.
advertisements all over LA.
Yeah, right. Last year it grossed over $550 million. Overall, it's done a couple of billion. It's been around for 5 years now, and I've been a host on it going on a year and a half. So it's definitely the wave of the future. It's basically giving you the experience of IG Live and YouTube, but live. So instead of people going through Patreon or paying after they see your content, they can actually gift you live while you're streaming. And from there, if you get certain tiers, the app actually pays you out. So you get paid. There's multiple streams of income that you could have on that app. So you can get paid live from the content that you're putting on with the fans that you have. You also get paid from the app for reaching certain tiers within 30 days, as well as having your own agency and people working under you. So when they get paid, you get paid. So it's multiple. Oh, and when you win competitions, you also get payouts for that. So there's multiple ways to get money on that app.
All I heard was money.
Yeah,
definitely.
it definitely took off during quarantine because no one could go anywhere. So it gave you that human aspect, that socialization that you didn't want just with where you worked or who you lived with. It gave you that club vibe online. So that's where it really, really took off, is during quarantine.
That it's a lot of daggone nice little situations that popped off with quarantine. A lot of nice little situations. Now, when it came to the way that you started making money with it, what exactly, how do you make money with that particular app?
Basically, you get paid for being a vibe, and that's just putting it very plainly. It gets deeper as you go, but if people like you and they like your content, they like your appearance, they like your aesthetic, they like what you talk about, they're going to be into you. It's like watching a podcast, but live with someone talking. So sometimes it's multiple people on one panel, like up to 12 people cammed up talking. Sometimes it's somebody by themselves. Sometimes they're in a split screen battle with one other person, and you have a timed battle where whoever receives the most gifts at the end gets a cash prize bonus from the app. So there's so many different ways to get paid on the app while enjoying yourself and having fun. The one thing I will take away from that app is that I saw straight men and men from the LGBTQ plus community on one panel actually socializing and it not be taboo. And that was the first time I ever seen something like that. Because most of the time it's like, oh, I can't be caught dead because what are people going to think and this, that, and the third. But money is green no matter what walk of life you come from. So when people see that you're doing it, they don't care what you do in the bedroom. They just want to break bread with you. So I like the fact that people got past the BS of societal norms and just were people connecting. And if they liked you, they endorsed you, they patronized you.
There we have it. And you know what? I did venture onto that site for a little while, see what it was like. As of right now, you get a little bit of how it actually looks. Bigo, it was all right. Especially if you're a very social person, it's popping like right off rip. Soon as you get up there, it's a bunch of stuff. But if you're not, you got to be open to some things. There was a lot of things that, for instance, this right here, they have a whole like Muppet talking panel. Just threw me the hell off. I'm like, what the hell's going on with that?
Yeah.
There's some other thing. So I personally, I'm a very masculine man. So but I have to learn temperance, and I have to understand other people. So like, they got those, you got people who are of the LGBT community that are, and matter of fact, they're doing their thing. They're holding a good crowd, and they're talking about a lot of stuff. But this is the site, and
that's a site from the desktop. If you want to stream, you have to stream from a phone, but you can actually watch people from a desktop. You just can't stream from a desktop. And there's also the gaming channel where there's gamers on there. They're trying to like compete with Twitch and stuff like that. So you name whatever you're into, there's a crowd for you. If you want to talk about political stuff, and if you want to talk about stock, if you want to talk about drama channels and different, whatever walk of life, there's gonna be your vibe will attract your tribe on that app. Let's just put it like
that. All right.
Yeah, I think you nailed it when you said whatever you're into, because it definitely appears that way.
It's a bunch of stuff.
If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. It's a bunch of stuff up, and topics galore. Like I went into a metaphysical conversation there like almost 5 minutes after I got in. So
right.
Like it was a bunch of stuff up there. Like, now I will say this part too. Like, be careful what you click on, because once you click on them, they will continuously hit you with all type of like warnings or notifications and yeah. So anyway, we're gonna back off that for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna back off that. But that's pretty much this Bigo. That's Bigo. Ooh, so quick question. Have any of y'all been conversing, talking about the situation with the with cryptocurrency, Shiba Inu, Bitcoin, Litecoin, all these coins that are actually Doge, so on and so forth? Have y'all been talking about that?
I haven't really been talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it, and when I refer to a lot of people, I'm saying people on the street are talking about it. So I think if you're talking about something you want to invest in, it's overbought. You should stay away from it. But if you're talking about the wave of the future, okay, that's a different subject, different topic.
Now, I hold a certain opinion about this as well myself. Chief, have you heard any? Have you invested in it? Have you done anything with it?
Thank you. My older brother is definitely into it heavy. I have friends that are into it heavy. If you don't really know about it, you kind of are like that novice that's just kind of like you're caught in headlights. And I am that deer that's caught in headlights, so I don't claim to know what I don't. But I know that a lot of my friends that are into investing are into getting in and getting out, this and that and the third. They are definitely into it. So it's a conversation for someone who's really ready to invest in learning and knowing what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing, you are just going to be a deer caught. And that's what I've been.
That's some sound advice right there from someone that's not even a financial professional.
Yeah, I don't claim to be something I'm not. If I don't understand it, I don't even act like I do. And that's the problem with a lot of people, especially when it comes to crypto and Bitcoin. They're like, oh yeah, I bought this and I bought that. And you're just like, so explain it to me. Well, in your layman's term, they're like, yeah, like my friend told me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Well, I have some knowledge on it. So I'll put a little bit out there. So one of the things that I want to make sure that people understand is, even though they are like, it feels like it might be for a lot of people a situation of FOMO, don't feel that way. It's these currencies right now, they're growing. They're going to be something part of a bigger thing, and this is the reason why I also wanted to bring this up, because of the situation of where we're moving to in the future, right? So with the whole situation of the multiverse, or sorry, I keep calling the multiverse, the metaverse, and what we're actually looking to get into in a minute when it comes to Facebook buying out Oculus Rift and then putting the metaverse as the number, like they're going to change their name to metaverse, and they're trying to bring forth this situation that I was presenting to you earlier when we were playing the video of Ready Player One. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that the only way that you'll be able to start purchasing and being a part of this is through cryptocurrency. These things have been talked about earlier. Like they've been put in movies, they've been put in different types of situations to prepare people mentally for what's actually about to occur. So when it comes down to like Bitcoin, when it comes down to Doge, all these particular guys, they're about to build up something really great that at least hopefully people who are actually watching this and later on, or anybody else who might play this after, or who are gleaning from this information, they'll be able to understand from me and many different other people what's about to come about. So when we look at our phones right now, we in America don't use our phones the same way that some people around the world use their phones. When it comes to China, when it comes to Africa, the phones are their main way of communicating, their main way of exchanging money, their main way of actually going about their whole day. There are so many different apps that help them out on a regular basis, on their daily basis, that it's ridiculous, and we're nowhere in America near what it is that's going on over there. So when it comes to them exchanging funds and buying things from each other, it's a quick reaction, and they don't have other entities in between them when it comes down to it. That's what cryptocurrency is bringing to the rest of the world, and pretty much to us in America. So now look at this part right here. We have Ready Player One that was just playing a moment ago, earlier, where this kid is in a whole nother universe, and he's showing a situation of what's going on in his world. Now the thing about it is this, though. When it comes to this world that he's speaking of, it's actually a utopia, but yet it's not a utopia for the people who don't have the funds and the ability to move out of it. But the way that they actually communicate and the way that they go about their lives, if you look into if you look in this situation, they're saying that this is going to happen in 2045, and I say it can happen a lot sooner, but not to the point where it's the dystopic situation is so bad that people are stacked up on top of each other like that in Ohio at that. Maybe not Ohio. We already have this going on in New York and stuff when it comes to the multi-level buildings and things going up to about 100 stories, 50 stories, so on and so forth. Maybe in the major cities, but nothing like Ohio. Not right now. But when it comes down to the exchanging of funds, we're already there. Shiba Inu right now, that is a coin that was made out of memes. It was a joke. And right now, it's making millionaires. Bitcoin was made for a totally reason other than what Shiba Inu was made for. But we have things that are built off of the, what is it called? What is the other coin that is right up under? I gotta look that up. Sorry about that. But this other coin, it sits right up under Bitcoin, and it is pretty much the driving force for a lot of the coins right now. Let me make sure I say this coin right. I want to say the right coin. And
you're not talking about Dogecoin, right? Or...
No, not Doge. Okay. It's another coin that my phone wanted to just act real slow all of a sudden. You just want to mess with my swag. I see you. I feel you. It is called Ethereum. Thank you. I don't even need you, phone. So Ethereum. Ethereum is a major part of a lot of things going on. Right now, cryptocurrencies are used in many different ways. So sometimes the cryptocurrencies are used to help with breaking down or sequencing genomes. Sometimes the cryptocurrencies are used to keep tally of other situations when it comes to like right now with the whole thing NFTs and music and art and everything. These things are going to be a part of our future when it comes down to this. So we better be prepared for this. We really better be prepared for this. Right now, people are making what's that boy name that shot Megan Thee Stallion in the pinky toe?
Tory Lanez.
There we go. Thank you, Chief. So Tory Lanez, he made, I think it was about like 20 or so NFTs, right? And he sold them for like $1. Those NFTs shortly after he went for $60,000 right after, 50, so on and so forth. These things, the world is not prepared. The regular world is not prepared for what's about to come about. And it's going to be epic. When I tell you it's going to be epic, it's going to be epic. And it's going to be a huge transfer of I want to say wealth, if you are prepared to take on what's about to come about. So with that being said, I am fully backing the whole situation of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, period, point blank. I don't really feel like it's like, let's say for instance Shiba. I don't feel like Shiba is overbought. Only reason why I feel that way is the situation with Shiba is right now we have an account that was out there that was purchased. I forgot what at the price that it was purchased, but I know how much it was when he purchased it. And he spent $8,000. Whoever this was, they're a lucky person. They put $8,000 into an account. They made their they bought their shares of Shiba, and they woke up last week or so to $5 billion. Yeah, they woke up to $5 billion. And what happened was they separated it into, I think it was about 3 to 4 different funds, and 4 other accounts. So most likely, so nobody will steal all their coins all at once. Well, that was a smart move, but they did not actualize their coins. They just put them into different accounts, and that scared a lot of people. So that made a lot of people just go ahead and start pulling out their coins and put them into a situation where it's panic. I like that. The reason why is it went back down to 5 or 0.0000005 today. That was the last time I seen it. It went down to 0.00005. I bought in at 0.0000805, and I got 9 million coins myself. But I know people who got 200 million coins. I know another person who got like 900 million coins, and they're making out like bandits right now. They're enjoying their situation. I personally would not mind if this thing went to 2 cents. If it went to 2 cents, I'm wiping my ass with $100 bill that day. If it goes to $1, I'm sharing money with a whole bunch of people to make sure that they're good. But out of pretty much from that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move aside from there, and I'm gonna ask about what's going on business wise from our local businessman, Mr. Curtis, so he could tell us what's going on in his world and what he sees. Jacques.
Hello there. Yeah, so
tell us, give us a breakdown on like what it is that you do and how you go about doing the stuff that you do. much, in my opinion, this self-built man, many degrees. I'll let him explain that. Runs a whole business by himself. I'll let him explain that. But you know what? Let me shut up. You go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you do.
So I own a consulting firm. So what I do is I streamline and automate companies' financial reporting process re-engineering, and ERP implementation. So in a snapshot, companies bring me on to make their company more profitable. So the terminology of all these companies now are saying trying to get leaner. So how a company gets leaner is they streamline and automate their processes. They cut weight. They cut heads. All right. With all these processes being implemented, new ERP systems, with all the M&A transactions, M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, all these companies buying up other companies and coming together. ERP systems need to come together. You need to, say you have 50 of them, you need to consolidate that down to 10. I'm the guy that does that. That's just all about efficiency. ERP systems, what they are, every company has an ERP system in the world. That's where their financials are housed, all their data. So you have to go there and get all your data from the ERP system. Whether it be now there's a shift from general ERP systems like SAP, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Hyperion, Essbase. Now everything's shifting, which you guys know. You might not know about ERP systems, but everything's shifting towards the cloud. So there's two new companies by the name of Anaplan and Workday who are cloud-based. So there's a big shift towards cloud-based reporting. It's cheaper, more efficient. You share your information faster. So I've found a niche area where there's not a lot of people that do what I do. So that's why I can charge the amount of money that I do, and take on multiple clients. I will be in the process of bringing on around anywhere from 7 to 15 guys after the new year. But because what I'm doing is it's not sustainable on my own anymore. I've got to a point where I have to bring in bodies, which is great because it's just going to increase my revenue. I think you could ask questions because it's really hard to explain because it's finance and technology. So I don't know. A lot of people don't understand that finance and technology go hand in hand. They look at it, from the outside. I'm on the inside. So whatever needs to be explained, whatever you don't understand, or can I put it in layman's terms, then go ahead and ask.
What do you mean by that? Like, when it comes down to what needs to, actually, what I want to ask is, when it comes to the technological aspect and how the money goes hand in hand, what is it exactly that you're explaining with that? Because when you say that, I think, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. You need investors. You need people who actually who can fund the situation, get it built, get it made, get it done in a certain type of way. So me personally, I feel like I have a understanding, slightly, not fully, but slightly, of what it is. What exactly do you handle in the aspect of like bringing those two titans of a subject together?
So you have finance, you have accounting, and then you have technology. All right. So within finance and accounting is just it's pretty simple. Finance, you have your budget, your forecast. Accounting, you're accounting for. All right, revenue. All right, AP, AR, accounts payable, accounts receivable. Technology, okay, there's a lot of different slices to technology, but overall speaking, we're talking about, all right, implementation of new systems and how the systems on the technology side talk to finance and vice versa, and how does finance talk to technology. So I'm the guy that creates the bridge between them. So I have a finance and economics background and a technology background, which I learned the technology just by being in the business, and I didn't go to school for it. So you don't have to, but if you're a smart person, you can learn it.
Okay. So could you give us an example of something that you worked on recently?
What have I worked on?
If you can, because you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm in situations where I can't really talk about that type of stuff. But
what can I? I'm trying to keep talking. I'm trying to think something I can disclose that.
Like yeah. Let's go back to a far back situation, way back in now, where you can actually where the project's pretty much over with or something like that. Nothing that you got going on as of recent. Now, I personally, matter of fact, while you go into that, I bring up something that I wanted to actually start talking about outside of that type of situation, and that's okay. So I have a family member as of recent that just got a windfall of money because of unfortunate situations. So to me, I felt like this is probably the perfect time to try to talk about something in which it could help some people out if they just so happen upon a situation like that. So this person, they got a nice, it's in the news, so I can talk about some of that. They got a nice chunk of change, $300,000, right? And in that $300,000 situation, I feel like they're not prepared fully for the money that's coming into their coming into their pockets. So what I thought I would do is I would tell them about some ways that they can actually protect themselves, right? And not only protect themselves from themselves, but also to put that money to use and put on to work for them. So there were a couple of things that I was interested in trying to push forward to them, and one of those things were REITs. Now, people don't know that they can be in the real estate industry and not buy one house at all. They now, Mr. Curtis, do you have something? Because I'm gonna dive deep into this one particular subject if I can.
Yeah, no. Right. So real estate investment trusts, those are good tools to invest in. I wouldn't recommend anyone to get into real estate now because so just to let our listeners know, a real estate investment trust is a company that owns, all right, and in most cases operates income producing real estate. It's commercial real estate, apartment buildings, warehouses, hospitals, shopping centers, hotels, and commercial forests. So they invest in a pool of commercial assets. It's a great investment tool. Now it would not be the time to be putting your money into a REIT. With that, and the reason why I say that is because real estate at a whole is overbought. It's just, remember the 2008 bubble we were in and burst? Mm-hmm. Well, that's coming around again. It's about to happen. We are in the beginning stages of it. It's coming up. And what creates that bubble is historically low interest rates for long periods of times. Creates inflation and creates just a massive bubble where prices just go up for no reason. So everyone now, I'm sure you have friends on the street saying that own property. Everyone's selling property, but more importantly, a lot of dummies are buying property because we have low interest rates, meaning free money. Interest rates pretty much are zero right now.
Oh, wait. New thing happened just this. The Fed is going to let the inflation run up.
Right. Yep.
But
they're not going to raise interest rates though. Not yet.
They're talking about some stuff, but like we could bring that could be another show. As a matter of fact,
Yep.
that's going to be
Go
a
ahead.
lot to talk about when it comes down to it. Because the amount of time that they took to even get to the point where we're at right now was a fucking game. Oh, sorry, was a freaking game. French toast game. Let's use that French toast.
There you go.
So yeah, we can get into that. Go ahead with what you were saying now.
Yeah, so we're in another bubble. Prices, look, I've been watching real estate for quite some time. Prices have been contracting. Last month, we had a 2% contraction in overall real estate. I don't know. I know people follow Zillow. Just a tidbit. Zillow, they were in the business of flipping houses. Now they're totally out of it. Their stock the other day just tanked.
Oh, that's because what they were doing was literally one of the things that Zillow would do was they would look and see where all of us are looking to buy homes, and then they would go and buy homes in that area, and then have you come right behind, and then you'll this house for a little bit more than you would have if you didn't look for it on Zillow or Redfin or one of those guys. So yeah.
Well, they're out of that
dirty
market
trick,
now. Guess what? They're totally out of it. They're done.
Oh yeah, they just fired I think it was like 25. I forgot the number, but
they got rid of a lot of people.
They laid off a lot of people.
That company might just implode. Watch out for it.
But here's the thing with REITs though, and I want to make sure that people can get into, right? So if you take that money that you say, for instance, my family member who just got some money,
right?
They take that money and they drop it into a REIT, right? That looks bad.
Very bad. That's why I said don't stay away from it.
Here's what happens with REITs though. You got to do your research with the particular REIT and what company it is, so on and so forth. Like for instance, Tangier is a company that you wouldn't want to invest in because how they're being hit right now because of them by the market, for instance, right? So with Tangier, if you ever go to any of these malls or these outside places where you could get Gucci and Fendi and then the Nike outlets.
The outlets.
Yeah, there we go. That Tangier usually owns a lot of that real estate, and that's where you find these places, so on and so forth. For instance, now you were saying don't get into it, but if I forgot the actual name of this particular company that owns these facilities, but say for instance Amazon is like, okay, I want to build another facility over in like Wisconsin. They don't build the facility themselves. They speak to a particular REIT company, and they tell them, hey, because they specialize in manufacturing and industrial complexes. They'll be like, hey, I need something about this square feet for this price, and they'll be like, okay, where do you need it again? Over here in this area, and they'll build up the whole facility, put it together, boom, and they're paying rent. Pretty much Amazon will be paying rent for this facility that was made for them specifically under that REIT. And here's the best part about it. If you know anything about REITs by law have to pay you 90% of the income that they make off the rent. So the money that you're putting in there, you're making money off that money immediately. There's incentives that those companies get for just being a REIT, so they're getting their cut too. But when it comes down to it, that is a way that a lot of people can go ahead and jump into the real estate industry and make money off of it, and definitely get their money's worth. Now,
you just want to look at the holdings that are in the REIT. That's all.
Exactly. So that's why I'm actually pointing right now to REIT.com, so then people will know where to go to be able to start researching, looking up what these REITs are, and putting their money where they need to actually put it. Now, one of the things that I also wanted to get into was where you can put your money, right? So I will point a few situations at you guys, and then from there, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a professional in any way when it comes to money, and nor will I be giving any real advice. This is just things that I think about, just my experience that you'll be actually going through and experiencing with me as the time goes on. So if you put your money in this shit, that's your motherfucking fault. I'm sorry, I had to curse at the end, but
it's called at your own risk.
So back before the situations of the great drop that happened in March of 2020, where I lost $50,000 due to me continuously pressing the sell button, but it never worked on Robinhood. Anybody else went through that? You've been learning some great situations as the time has gone on. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to actually give people some ideas on where to park their money instead of into a bank, because you don't make money off your money being in a bank. You need to make money off your money making money. So one of the things is I like to actually put some of these things out there, right? So one of the things that you could deal with right now, especially if we get into the situation of this inflation aspect coming through from the Fed.
Sorry to cut you off. We're not getting it. We are in inflation right now. It's really bad already.
The average person doesn't know, though. They don't feel it yet.
They are feeling it. Sorry to cut you off. You know why? Because guess what? I went to the grocery store today, and I'm not nowhere near an average person. But when you're let's just say your $150 that you spend in groceries, it's now, let's just say $180, $190. Maybe actually right now probably around $200. So you're buying the same thing that you were buying, let's say 3 months ago. Now it's costing you $200. So they're having to buy less stuff. I don't look at prices when I go shopping. I just buy whatever I want. But average American is buying. They're looking at the prices. So look at gas. Right now, it cost me. I never let my gas tank get below half a tank. It costs $30 to fill up half a tank of them on my car. I mean, I do get premium, but still. 4 months ago, it was $18. That's a massive jump. Inflation's here. It's been here. It's going to get worse.
I fully understand where you're coming from on that, because I'm going through the same thing. It cost me about $90 just to fill my tank. And I'm in LA. So, yeah. It was a good day today because the price went down by, I think it was 8 cents. It was $4.96 today. Felt very good. I had to put some gas in my tank, but yeah.
People are not talking about inflation because you know why? They're not educated about it, and they don't know much. They don't know anything about it. But they're getting squeezed. Trust me.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I said, like, the average person really does not know about what's going on. That's why I'm actually trying to present some of this into the situation. So one of the things that when it comes to the average person putting their money out there, I want to make sure that they look into a couple of these guys, right? So if this pops up properly, I can actually pull up some of these tickers. Now, what I want to do is I want to VTI. You got do you have an idea about these two guys right quick? VTI, VOO, when it comes to ETF tickers?
No, I don't. What are they? I don't follow individual stocks like that anymore. I just look at the indices. All right.
So with this one, well, yeah, this one is these are indices. For instance, let me see if I can pull these guys up.
Are those funds?
Okay, this is making it difficult. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there we go. So now, when it comes to these guys, right? Make sure I don't show nothing I ain't supposed to show. Alright, there we go. Alright, so when it comes to these guys, let's see if I can pull this up real quick. VTI was a good one back in the day. Vanguard total stock, right?
Yeah.
Now with Vanguard, look at this already. With Vanguard, it's been a situation of, instead of you, because you don't, like the average person, they don't know what they're doing when it comes to being in the stock market. So if you need a little help, if you need a little, like, you know, a bump to get into the market, or if you just want to be hands off but yet you still want your money to you know, help you, you can drop it in VTI.
Absolutely.
Drop it in VTI. Another one would be I think it's VOO, I think it is. Okay, yeah, boom. Vanguard, S&P 500 ETF.
All of Vanguard, their funds are pretty diverse and pretty solid. So even when the market's tanking, you know, I mean, you're going to lose money regardless, because if you're in a bear market, but they're pretty reasonable. They have good fund managers. So, but I recommend when the market's, you know, tanking and you're in a bear market, you should be in bear funds that are shorting the market.
Look at that. For these guys are doing very well at this point.
Absolutely.
Where everybody else is like just tanking. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull it back to a weekly situation, and look, since March, nothing but going up. They've been doing hella good the whole time. So if you're one of those type of people where you came on a windfall of money and stuff, and you're doing pretty well maybe, or you just got some money parked into a bank account somewhere, go ahead, check out VTI, VOO, and get your money working for you. Now, there's some other ones that I do look at, but it's only because like they're like the bedrocks in a way. So you got the SPY, and when it comes to the SPY, you're just sitting there looking at the whole total market, period, point blank. And from March, it was going up for the last 2 years since March. So a lot of y'all got shaken out since March, and y'all been suffering the whole freaking time since then. But I wanted to make sure that we just show a few of these guys. I'm not going to show anything else outside of what I feel like are some like really good ones to look into. Let's see, another one, because we were talking about REITs earlier. I think it's VNQ. Okay, yeah, another one. Now let's get this going. Another one. So with Vanguard, again, they have a real estate ETF that they have, and if you're looking at the screen right now, you're seeing that it's been climbing ever since March as well. But the thing about it is, again, like I was telling you before, you're getting your rent money. They have to, like, you're getting monthly payments when you're dealing with REITs. Just to make sure I said, like, you know, so you could hear me in the back. You're getting monthly payments when you're dealing with REITs. So just keep that in mind. You're getting rent. You're making people, like, you know, you're getting rent from the stores. You're getting rent from these multi-billion-dollar corporation buildings. You're getting rent from government buildings. You're getting rent. Just want to make sure that you understand that part. I think what was another one? I'm trying to remember. VP? No, I think it was VPN. Boom. So with a global index, right? With these guys, let's go ahead and make that out to be more like a couple of days. So now we got a situation of like where it's not doing that well, right? But the reason why it's not doing that well is we're adding every single other. It's a global stock. It's not just an American stock. It's not. You have to look into these guys and look and see everything that's inside. If you look at these huge these guys right here, it looks like most of it is pumping up the whole daggone time, but it's mostly because of the situation of
could be events.
Yeah, exactly.
Events driven. Those spikes are generally going to be events.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to make sure that, like, you know, we point out the situations of this is how it could go. But if we pull in, let's say, for instance, Bitcoin, BTC versus USD. If we do the comparison and look at, oh, that's since March pretty much, right? No, that's not even March. That is this month. Wow. Okay. What was going on the 24th?
I don't remember.
January, February, March, April, May, June.
Of last month?
July. What was happening in July? Wow, this is June and July. It was summertime. Well, something happened where Bitcoin was getting hit very hard in comparison to the US dollar. But if you really look at it, though, the trend is pretty much up and away. Since 2018, everybody who got in early, they're enjoying their situation very much so. There's not much to say. We already know where it is right now. Its high is at 67,000. Just a minute ago, we were sitting there happy about it being at 30, and now it's 67,000. So doubled in what, 2 years? Let's see, what is that? 9,000, 10,000, 31,000. So within 9 months, it doubled itself. That's epic. I don't even know what to say on this one. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Everybody knows what's going on with Bitcoin because it's talked about so much. But I just wanted to show the difference between what was going on and let's say, for instance, people who are making money and have been continuously making money, people who have been in the market. And this isn't on a high level business person type situation. We're talking about regular people who have a little bit of knowledge, who know how to invest in something and leave their freaking money alone. That's the thing. It's an investment. And if you do it right, you can get paid off of it. And that's the reason why I'm pointing people more towards the ETFs and the vehicles that are dealing with real estate, or the REITs. So there be it with that. You got anything else to say about this? Chi, do you have anything that you noticed that was going on within the markets, or anything that you actually had seen?
I have nothing to add to this. I am not gonna lie to you.
Coming from a person who just pretty much purchased the building and then is about to be, like, you know, ghost off of power and stuff like that. But okay, cool.
I mean, no, to be honest, when the building was acquired, it was right before the announcement of the Rams coming in. So had it been the week of or the week after, I don't know if we'd have the same conversation, you know. So it was rumored, and that's happened to be when we went in front of the commissioner and the panel, asking for the permits and stuff like that. So I got real lucky. That was the divine timing. But literally, as soon as people hear about something and they know something's going to erupt, then that's when all the prices go up, right? So, yeah.
So yeah. What you're saying is you came in on a good situation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because everybody was talking about how the Super Bowl is going to come here. They're building the stadium. They have things that they have underway. The forum was actually picking up traction as far as people selling out the stadium. People were not all going for the Staples Center. A lot of people were going for the forum. So at that time, we knew that Inglewood is about to be gentrified. And it already has a built-in market already with a club that was previously running over here. But that particular owner took his foot off the gas during quarantine, and he lost his nightclub subsequent to that. So literally, and then the other club that was down the street, that owner acquired partnership, and the partners were kind of running the club in the absence of that owner, and the owner got too relaxed, and then a certain type of demographic came in, swarmed the place up, and then people were rallying, and the neighborhood was saying, hey, shut this place down. So now it's going to be reopened as a restaurant. So there's really no other people in the area to compete with this particular venue, you know. So
did you just say a certain demographic? What was this demographic? Let me stop playing with you.
Right. So I mean, I believe his partner was younger. He was a younger urban gentleman, and so who he was bringing in were making lots of noise and being very rowdy. And that particular location is borderlining Westchester, LAX, and they are not having that. They're not having any of that type of loud like that racket is not gonna, it doesn't fly over here. So even when we went in front of the commissioner, he was like, are you gonna be playing hip hop music? Like, he was straight blunt phrase strong, like, are you guys gonna be playing hip hop music? Like, what kind of music are you gonna have there? And so when we told him we're playing Afrobeat from Africa, specifically Nigeria, and you know, it's gonna be mixed in with some Caribbean music as well, like, his face was like, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's like, just one street over, they were playing all kinds of stuff and all kinds of things were happening. So we're not going to have a part 2 of that, especially in our newly gentrified area. We're not going to bring that back. So,
oh, goodness.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
welcome to Iwood.
Yes, it's Inglewood. And, you know, it's so funny now because there's a sister duo that opened up at Inglewine. It's called Inglewine or 1010. It's right off of Sentinel and La Brea, and the type of cars that are parked outside of that venue. It's a small niche boutique wine bar, but they're like, we're tired of people having to drive out to Napa Valley to experience that luxury of wine tasting. We're bringing that here. And you see Teslas and Range Rovers and Rolls Royces parked outside of this very small boutique restaurant. And that's what they want. They still want, you know, urban influence in the area, but they want it to be on a sophisticated level because of the fact that there's a certain look and vibe that they're trying to promote and sell, and they want certain people to move back into the neighborhood, so they don't want anything that's going to make them uncomfortable. Aside from that, they have these big old wow media electronic billboards everywhere in Inglewood. Like, it's basically every other block you see this huge mega moving billboard. And I was like, but that's what they're saying that they're using to help fund the roads and this and the third for what's to come and for the Super Bowl to come in 2 years' time. So Inglewood is definitely a different place. There's a building that was built not too far from the facility, and a one bedroom is $3,000. And I'm like, in Inglewood? Wow. So
yeah, I'm staying in a $3,000 one bedroom right now, and if it's gonna be in a hood too, yo,
right.
The rest of y'all might as well go ahead and move.
Yeah, they don't want people. They want people to move out to Lancaster. They want people to move out to the IE. They want people to move out south of Long Beach. They don't want people to be able to easily access this area. They don't want it. So they're doing everything in their power to make this place priced out of people's budget that were generationally growing up here. So
this is crazy. Like, I want, you know what? I want y'all to see what she's talking about. So I'm gonna bring up some stuff real quick.
The Super Bowl is gonna be there this year. Well, right after
next
February.
Yeah.
It's coming up this season.
Right.
All right. Y'all could talk about that. I have no idea. I don't know nothing about no Super Bowl. For some reason, I'm the most Like, I played a lot of sports back in the day. I played football, all that type of stuff. I think to make it where I didn't feel a certain type of way, I just said fuck sport. Screw sports. After I wasn't playing anymore. So now I know the sports. I know how, like, you know, everything goes. But I don't watch it that much. I only watch the grand events. So now, if anything, I pay attention to fighting.
Right.
So I'm avid mixed martial arts. I was a mixed martial artist before it became popular. So I watch mixed martial arts. I watch boxing if there's no other mixed martial arts to watch. Other than that,
well, I have to make it my business to know what's going on, because of the fact that I need to know what's letting out in the area to promote towards that particular demographic at the time. Even with social media, if the Rolling Stones are performing at the SoFi Stadium, I need to know that, because I need to be able to advertise. If you can't get in here, come and watch something over here. The World Cup, if that's in the area, or if that's going on at the moment, then hey, we're having a jersey party because it has to be marketed for different crowds per week, per year, like what's going on in the quarter system. So I have to be able to know what's going on, because I need those people to tailgate over to where I'm at, something like that, to that club, because I don't want that club to just specifically be Afrobeat. I want it to be a pop-up shop place. I want it to be a place where people could come in and, you know, host a music video or a reception, whatever, what have you. So I have to know the area.
Oh, I already got an idea for it. I already got an idea to pull something in there. You know what? I'm not going to tell my no. But what I will do is I will say there could be so many different events added to this place that it's ridiculous. So what I want to forget it. I can't take these things off. I want to take some stuff off where it can't be seen. So let's go ahead and I don't want to do that. Okay, screw it. So this is what we're gonna do. I want to give an idea of what's going on in the area, right? So let's see. Use another app to pull this up. Let's see how this works out. So now when you talk about the IE, when you're talking about, like, you know, in LA, when you're talking about in Inglewood, you know, for the folks who aren't from here and don't have a clue of what you're talking about, I want to I want you to, if you can, just give us a little
okay, so the IE is
a snapshot.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something at the same time. Here we go.
Okay, the IE, aka Inland Empire, is an hour in from the mainland. So mostly everything is centered around Los Angeles. So from, I would say, an hour eastbound from the ocean would be the IE. 2 hours south would be San Diego, going towards, you know, Tijuana. An hour north is like Lancaster, and it's kind of like the boonies to the north. And of course, you know, the west is the oceanfront properties, Malibu, and the beach cities, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach. So, you know, they're really gorgeous. So it's all, but most of the things in reference to where it is in conjunction to where downtown LA is. So you see where you see where you're that's downtown LA. If you move the cursor to the right, you're going an hour away from the ocean, and that's Inland Empire. And that way. So if you if you go down, you're going towards San Diego, you're going towards Mexico. Yeah. So you're going past Long Beach and you're going all the way down there. To the north You're going to be going to Lancaster. That's where a lot of people are moving to that are from the inner city, like Compton. Even Compton homes now are like going for $1 million, $2 million, even if it's a shack. It's really, really, really expensive. My childhood home is going for about 1.8 million now, and it's just like, are you serious? So, most people are moving to the north because that is where a lot of people can afford, but even then the price is going up because so many people are relocating. But the problem is a lot of people have to super commute to where they work.
Yes.
So they're doing approximately 4 hours a day out of 24 hours they're in a car.
Yeah. I was one of those people at one point.
Yeah. So I
was staying out
crazy.
here in Palmdale.
Yeah, Palmdale and Lancaster are the boonies.
Oh man. And I got tricked into this job. I swear to God, I got tricked into this job. No, I didn't get tricked into it. I really wanted to do it. It was, a really good experience dealing with this particular company. But I didn't like the whole situation of being in the freaking Mojave Desert. Yes, there's people moving. Literally, look. You see that? You see that's Mojave? Right? You see that? The Mojave Desert.
It's really dry out there.
Yeah. There's an Air Force base out there that nobody needs to know about.
Right.
But, you got Edwards Air Force Base out there.
Yeah, right.
There's a few other things that's out there. It's a lot of... I wanted to make sure that I took my beacons off because I had things that were popping up there that people don't really need to know about. But when it comes down to it, though, did you hear about this particular thing where they were saying that the government or some entity was giving $10,000 for people to move from Inglewood, right, in this particular area right here, from here to move out here to Palmdale and Lancaster? Did you hear anything about that?
Mostly they're trying to give homeowners whose homes are upside down. Like they're trying to just give them like a quick cash payout, like get out, Where I used to live right next to LAX. And LAX acquired my area. So the whole area by the airport that used to be, like decent priced housing, they just came in and said eminent domain, we own this. So they had to pay all of us, and it was a couple thousand of us to relocate. And I mean, I wasn't mad about it. But
historically, like if anybody knows about this, historically, that is a big thing with the California area. They used to use that tool a lot out here. The way that they made their highways, the way that they drove everything. For instance, if you start to look at everything in this area, the neighborhoods were made, built, and put together by eminent domain in a way of just like totally blockbustering things and then putting what they wanted in that area, and also encapsulating certain cultures in certain areas as well.
Right. When you
think of redlining, this was the main place that did a lot of the redlining. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
So, for instance, I personally, right, I live in Los Angeles, but I don't drive in the hood, being Ladera Heights, Inglewood, Culver City, even though those places are great places to be.
Ladera is not the hood.
It is not really, but
Ladera Heights is Black Beverly Hills. The story behind Ladera Heights. No. But it's not. It's where
it's really nice.
It's where politicians live. It's where superintendents live. It's where police commissioners live. It's where influencers live. It's a very expensive place to live. You cannot just live. In fact, it's actually one of the top 10 affluent Black neighborhoods in America, in America. So that and Baldwin Hills. The rest are mostly in Kings County and over there. But those two, no. That Ladera Heights is definitely not the hood. In fact, the reason why Ladera Heights came to be is because of the fact that back in the old Hollywood days, the black actors were not allowed to live in the Hollywood Hills. So they had to make their own Hollywood Hills. And so a lot of them relocated to Baldwin Hills. And when they relocated there, all of the affluent black people started to live there. So it's definitely not the hood. It's down. It's up. It's just basically up the hill from the hood, but it's not the hood at all.
The reason why I say that is this. When it comes to certain areas, unless I have to, once I drive down this area, stuff like that, I don't get messed with as much, right? Drive over here, I don't get messed with as much. Even here, the moment that I drive inside the 110, 10, the 405, and 105, all of a sudden the police presence is heavy. The moment that I drive,
they don't want people to come over there. That's why. It's not because it's dangerous. They want to keep their money. They want to keep their neighborhood looking a certain kind of way. So they're going to have heavy patrol over there. Of course, like I said, it's literally like when you see the Beverly Hills, there's the slums of Beverly Hills. So when you see Baldwin Hills, the slums of Baldwin Hills is where the jungles are, which is where they film Training Day. But it's literally just a stone throw away.
Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. You said where is that again?
Where?
You said the slums of Baldwin Hills?
No. The slums of Beverly Hills. I said like there's the slums of Beverly Hills.
Jungles.
The jungles are like that's where predominantly the Bloods are.
Is that over here in this area?
I can't see. Like my eyes are so. Okay, so Baldwin Hills that's the affluent area over there, Kennethon Park, and then down if you go down Stalker, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, Baldwin Village. Go up to Baldwin Village up Baldwin Village. That's where so that's where a lot of the jungles are, like past Santa Rosalia. And Dorsey High School. So Dorsey High School is like the rival of Crenshaw High School. Crenshaw is mostly Crip culture, like the 6-0, where it's Nipsey Hussle, and then down the way is the Bloods, where, like I said, there was scenes from Training Day filmed there.
Now, there we go. That's what I was going to explain too. If you ever watch the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington, you'll see what that place looks like. It still looks like it till this day. It's just that,
but it's a lot more cleaned up. It's a lot more cleaned up because they are not playing that game. So now that's one of the things I want to make sure that I explain about this too. When it comes to the situation of the LA of back in the day compared to let's say LA County, the California back in the day when we used to hear about the gunshots and all that type of stuff and like the robberies, it's not happening. Not the way we saw on TV. If you're not from this area, all that stuff is being cleaned up. Yeah, that's South Central. Mm-hmm. They don't even call it South Central anymore. They call it South Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. You don't even see it here no more. It used to be up there.
You see where it says South Los Angeles? Right there. Right next to Huntington Park.
Where
it says South Los Angeles is right.
Oh, there we go, right there.
That used to be called South Central. Now it's called South Los Angeles.
It's not even up there anymore. It used to be up there. I've seen this like a good couple of years or so ago. Yeah. That it still showed it, but it's not up there anymore. And they cleaned the act up. They cleaned it up a great deal. So it's a lot more friendly, but the thing about it is, if you don't have the money to be here, you can't be here. Period. A lot of people are moving out. As a matter of fact, it's 34 to I think it was 40 to 70,000 people leaving the the state of California every month. It's getting up there. So right now we've been up here for like an hour and a half. It's way longer than I expected it to be. I actually appreciate y'all giving me your time and lending your word. We're gonna go ahead and do some closing. So tell me what you want. Tell the crowd what you want to know, or just give your closing outro. Whatever it is you got on your mind, let us know what's going on. What you might want to advertise, and we're going to end it there.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go first because I don't think I'm going to say too much, but thank you, Lightbringer, for allowing the space for us to speak. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Jacques?
Jacques.
Jacques. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Jacques.
Thank you for giving, Jacques. Thank you for giving me information that I knew nothing about and opening my eyes to, that market. And if you guys are ever in LA, when it opens up, I would love for you guys to come through to the club. It's a 6,000 square feet club, and we built some VIP mezzanines within the space. So I definitely wanted to give a Hollywood feel to this space. I did not want it to just be something local. I wanted it to be something that felt like it was state of the art, and it's putting a lot of love into it. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is _, I'll definitely be posting images of the venue as it's coming and unfolding, and happy to host you. Yep, that's the mural that's outside of the.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where'd you come up with the name Chief? Why aren't you a chief? You're a chiefess.
Okay, so it's basically an homage to my culture where I'm from. I'm Nigerian and Guyanese, but originally I went by Queen Chioma. But there was already someone that had that name and likeness on YouTube that had a cult-like following. But I wanted something that was still royal, but I did not want anything that was less than a queen. And so that's when I kind of traveled back home in mind, and I felt like who's the highest in the village is a chief. So my father's a chief, my grandfather's a chief.
Yeah,
I understand that, but that was where, I wanted to be a little controversial. Just like there's people that go by King such and such, like even Beyonce, she goes by King Bey. So it's just like don't just pencil me in to, my gender. This is just the role in which I embody, in which I exude. So I did not want to just go by Chief this. I didn't want to lessen it. I wanted it to be tongue in cheek. I wanted it to be controversial, and I wanted it to make you want to know what's going on. I wanted you to ask the question that you just asked. So that's a question I get a lot of, but more so than anything is to pay homage to my grandfather and my father that are chiefs.
Got it.
I asked that same exact question when I first ran into her.
and crazy enough, a lot of the men, they asked me that question from back home, and then when they hear how I arrived to the name and how I went about it, they started calling me Chief, which was shocking because I wasn't thinking they were going to do that, but they call me Chief.
Okay. Got it. That's cool. With that being said, we'll be doing a number of shows together moving forward and building a lot of things together, so I don't necessarily need to say anything.
Period. Okay, well there you go. Mic drop.
All right, so I'll leave y'all with this if y'all want to actually answer this one, because I did say dating at the end, but we got so much juicy tidbits right now. We could build on almost every single one of those, a different show on each and every one of those. Oh yeah, I just want to make this big because this is something I'm actually proud of y'all about, that y'all actually did this. This is bomb. So what is your ultimate relationship deal breaker when looking for someone? If y'all feel like answering it, go ahead, throw it out there. But if not, I'm going to close this month out. How do y'all feel about that?
So it makes sense to me. Because that could go down a big rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't have one deal breaker. I have deal breakers. Yeah, I don't have one main thing. I couldn't. I can't pinpoint one specific thing. I do have a number of deal breakers, though.
It's always a rabbit hole, and I promise you this: every single question I ask will always be a rabbit hole question. So,
okay.
So either you can answer that one, because
we're
gonna get these segments together a little bit better on the next one.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to put a little timer in the back of your mind, or
Yeah.
have it on your other phone just going on.
I'm curious to see. I'm curious to hear what you're about to say. What were you going to say?
Oh, for me, to me, the number one thing would be communication. If I can't be open and honest with you, good, bad, or indifferent, I don't think it's going to take wings and I don't think it's going to get wings and take flight. We could be attracted to each other. We could be equally yoked in as far as what we're into and what we're pursuing in life, and, you know, blending of finances and how we want to raise our children and the roles in the household. But if we can't communicate with each other, any of that, then all the other stuff kind of goes in the wash. So you can look great on paper, but if we cannot talk about things, if we cannot be open and honest with each other, then I don't think it's going to get far. If I feel uncomfortable speaking to you, there's really nothing to go on.
Okay, so I don't have a number one deal breaker, but if just the way a woman carries herself. So I watch the way people move and how they act, react in all different situations. So if you don't carry yourself a certain way, you're not going to even get a seat at the table with me. So I'm big on that. You know, I'm attracted to a woman, a lady. You know, and I get that definition from my mother and my sisters, my aunts. So a lot of females nowadays don't know how to carry themselves as a woman or a lady. So I'm big on that.
Makes sense. What about you, Lightbringer? What's your number one?
Lightbearer.
Lightbearer. I said bringer, my bad.
I mean, the only reason why I have to say it that way is because there is another out there called Lightbringer.
Oh,
and
sorry.
the thing about it is sometimes they kind of confuse us, and you know, there's no confusion there, but understandable. One person brings the light, the other one bears it. You know, it's a difference. Anyway, for me, it's mostly just synergy. If there's a blockage within the synergy, within making sure that we understand each other, the building of a certain mindset, that's a definite deal breaker for me, because I like the whole part of two intellectual beings coming together and then building something, or at least when they're around each other, it's like a very harmonious situation. And just the thought of being around each other brings that. So that's usually a deal breaker for me, when a person actually disrupts that harmony.
Very good. Yeah.
So I guess we'll leave it at that. Any other closing statements?
Looking forward.
The floor is open for you guys.
Looking forward to the next one. I'll just leave it at that.
Until next time.
And it's your boy, Lightbearer. Bang! Just making sure that y'all get a little bit of information, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of enlightenment.